Now, if men were more valuable in society, why would they be the first ones sacrificed in war?
Because they're not valuable.
There's a concept called male disposability. We as a culture don't care about the problems that uniquely or disproportionately impact men. Male homelessness, 3/4 of men, male suicide, 80% of men, war deaths, 99.999% of men. We don't care as a culture about anything that impacts men. The best you'll hear is people talking about men's mental health, and it's always followed by so they can be productive and help the culture.
Society need men.
Yes and no.
No.
So why yes and why no for you? And then I'll ask you why you said no.
Well, because in today's society, sometimes you don't need the male to have a baby anymore.
Yeah.
That's why I would say yes and no.
It's not like a moral thing for me. Yeah. I'm like we can exist without men only because new research has been discovered of making egg into sperm, so we can reproduce without men. So it's not like a moral thing. It's more of like a like if men just stopped right now, could we survive? Yes.
So what's your thoughts on this particular video? I think it's rather sad, honestly. I think women really in today's society don't have any regard for men, and they don't really understand the value of a man and how men help to create and keep our society running. I don't think women really think deep enough about the value of men and their contribution to society and how they make all of this run. And then they're talking about, oh, there's ways that women can reproduce without a man, but then that is not the only value that a man has. And that is not the only way that he contributes to society. There are so many things that I could point to that are ran and controlled and things that are being held down by men that women in the society have no clue about, nor do they care, and they wouldn't be able to do exactly what these men do to keep our society running. So I disagree with that. If men were gone today, oh, everything would just be fine. No, I think there would be a major collapse. And obviously that is not something that we want, because I don't want us to have to see it to understand the importance of men and what they do for society. But sometimes you think that's what it's going to take, a major collapse for women to really truly understand how men contribute to society and everything else and the world in general. But you have so many women who are nonchalantly out here saying, oh, we don't need men. Oh, we can do it all by ourselves and we can raise the kids. But then there's so many women who are raising kids by themselves and complaining. You're complaining about men not being the leaders and men not doing this. Well, if y'all are so great and you don't need men, why do y'all keep complaining about them? Why do you keep complaining about what men aren't doing if you got it on lock? If you're able to do so much better, and it's all about women and women's empowerment, and women can do any and everything that a man can do, and that women can run the society, why aren't they doing it? And I saw a video one time, a video where women were saying, hey, they need more time to get it together to figure out certain things. But how are you going to figure it out? Because guess who you would need to help you figure it out? You would need men. So you would still need a man to show you how to do it. So you need a man, regardless to what you're thinking and how you're feeling, you still would need a man to help you in that capacity. But I think it's such a sad world that we live in, where we have so many women out here thinking that they're better than men, they're superior to men, but you can't do what a man can do. It's like they want to take any credit away from a man because they hate men, and they want to give it all to the women, but women can't even measure up. And it's not saying that you don't have a role and that you're not important as a woman, but they're trying to take the importance away from the man. But they're not putting anything in to show, hey, we don't need men and this is what we're going to do. We don't see women going into, fields where they can show that men aren't needed and the women could take the slack. We don't see that. We don't see women in droves going to the military and doing construction jobs and all of the jobs that these sewage jobs and all those hard jobs with all of that hard man equipment that we wouldn't dare want to touch, going into the oil fields and dealing with all that stuff. I know I don't want to do that type of work, and most women don't want to do that type of work because we're not strong enough or capable to do it for the most part. But to say that is heresy. It's like, how dare you say what a woman can't do when we're not physically created or able to do that. This is why we don't go into those fields. We want to do jobs that are much easier. We want jobs that pay a lot, but we don't want to do the hard labor. So if we didn't have men taking care of our sewage, taking care of building homes and doing all of these things that men do, building the bridges, because I don't see women out there doing that. I don't see a whole shift of women building bridges and doing all these hard labor intensive jobs. I don't see it because a lot of women don't want to go on into the, the underground, into the dirt and the mud and the poop and dealing with sewage and all this stuff, underground pipes and all these things that men usually take care of. If all of that was just erased, if men just were poofed out of here, who's going to handle those jobs? Who's going to make sure that our infrastructure stays afloat? And I don't think it would be women. So I think it's very asinine, in my opinion, to assume and think that we don't need men. And we hear so many women just belittle the men and what men do for society. It's really sad. It really is sad how they reduce men to such minuscule pieces of themselves. You know what I mean? As if they're not worth much. And this is how society puts it out there, by trying to empower women, because women outnumber men. And because women are the biggest consumers and spend a lot of money, I think a lot of this is attributed to them to make them feel good, to cater to their feelings, to make them think that they're better, because they're the spending dollar. They're spending money, and that's what most people care about. You care about who's spending the most money, and because women spend a lot of money, you got to cater to their feelings. And just because you're catering to their feelings doesn't mean that what they feel and believe is true. This is why it's a difficult time when it comes to dating, because women really do think that they're superior to men. They think that men should bow down to them, treat them like queens, but and allow them to just feel and believe that they are superior, and allow them to feel that they don't have to offer anything in return because you somehow are beneath them, and you should be doing everything in your power to please them and keep them satisfied at all times because they're better. This is why they can't fathom the idea of what they bring to the table, because they don't feel and believe that they should bring anything to the table. Because we're women and you're men, and we're empowered and we're better than you, and you should just do what we say. This is the attitude of a lot of women, but it goes into that mindset, that feminist mindset of women who really believe that they're equal to a man, if not better. And it's gotten to the point where a lot of women out here actually hate men. They hate that men are in control of things. They don't want to accept the fact that a man is better, that a man can do better than them. And this is why some of these women are enraged with the idea of thinking that a man is better than them. It boils their blood. It makes them so mad to believe that a man is stronger than them, that a man is physically stronger than you just by nature. That boggles their minds. They don't want to accept the fact that how dare a man thinks he's stronger than me, and how dare he think he has some control over me, or he's better. But that's the exact same thing they want to do and be. You want to be stronger and better than a man, but the idea that a man is stronger and could be better than you in some aspect, it makes them infuriated. This is why I say a lot of women want to be men. You want to be a man so bad. You want to be better than a man. You want to be stronger than a man. You want to do what the men are doing. Even though you say you don't like it, it's something that you want to do and be. Because there's a sense of power there. There's a sense of superiority. There's a sense of I'm better and I'm on top. And see, I told you I'm better than you. So there are a lot of women who are still fighting to be better than men. And it's very interesting to see when you see it close up. You see women who can't stand a man. You can't stand that men are in leadership positions. You can't stand that men are in control of things. You know, they hate the idea of the patriarchy. They can't stand it that men are running things and ruling things and think that they're over us. They can't stand it. But once again, you want to be over the man. You want to be in control of everything the way you think a man is. The very thing that they're complaining about is the exact thing that they want. Once again, it's unfortunate that this is how men are being looked at and that men are being reduced in this way. And I certainly believe that men are needed. They are needed more than a lot of these women think. If men were just all taken out here, this whole thing will collapse. It will collapse because we as women, we are not capable of doing the jobs that these men do. Men and women are not equal, but I think we all have a part to play. And unfortunately, a lot of women don't want to play their role and their part because they're trying to be men. So listen, let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Comment, like, subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell to be notified when I upload new content. Chime in. I want to hear your thoughts on this one, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.